Article 11. Justifying circumstances. The following do not incur any criminal liability. Number 1 is anyone who acts in defense of his person of rights, provided that the following circumstances concur. First, unlawful aggression. Second is reasonable necessity of the means employed to prevent or repel it. Third is lack of sufficient provocation on the part of the person defending himself. Number 2 is anyone who acts in defense of the person or rights of his spouse, ascendants, descendants, or legitimate, natural or adopted brothers or sisters, or of his relatives by affinity in the same degrees. And then, those by the consanguinity within the fourth civil degree, provided that the first and second requisites prescribed in the next preceding circumstance are present, and further requisite in case the provocation was given by the person attacked, that the one making defense had no part therein. Number 3. Anyone who acts in defense of the person or rights of a stranger, provided that the first and second requisites mentioned in the first circumstance of this article are present, and that the person defending be not induced by revenge, resentment, or other evil motive. Number 4, any person in order to avoid an evil or injury does not an act which cause damage to another, that the following requisites are present. Then first is that the evil sought to be avoided actually exists. Second is the injury feared be greater than that to avoid it. Third, that there be no other practical and less harmful means of preventing it. Number 5, any person who acts in the fulfillment of a duty or in the lawful exercise of a right or of a right office Number 6, any person who acts in obedience to an order issued by a superior for some lawful purpose. Article 12. Number 1, imbecile, an imbecile or an or an insane person unless the 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 act during a interval when the imbecile or an insane person has committed the act which the defines as felony, which he shall not be permitted to live without first obtaining the permission of the same court. Number 2, a person under 9 years of age. Number 3, a person over 9 years of age and under 15 unless he has acted with discernment, in which case such minor shall be proceeded against accordance provisions of Article 80 of this code. Of this code. Shall commit him to the care and custody of his family, who shall be charged with his surveillance and education. Otherwise, he shall be committed to the care of some institution or personnel mentioned in said Article 80. Number 4, a person who while performing a lawful act with due care causes an injury by accident without fault or international of causing it. Number 5, any person acts the compulsion of an irresistible force. Number 6, any person who acts under the compulsion of an irresistible force. Number 6, any person who acts under the impulse of an fear of an equal injury. Number 7, a person who fails to perform an act required by law. Article 13. Number 1 is mentioned in the preceding chapter, when all the requisites necessary to justify act or to exempt for criminal liability in the respective cases are not ay respective cases. Number 2, that ay the offender is under 18 years of age or over 70 years in the case of minor. Number 3, that the offender had no intention to commit wrong to commit wrong as to commit wrong